Okay, we're going to take a real quick look here at some of the tools that you're going to be utilizing this semester in order to execute this project. And they're going to look pretty familiar to you because they are the same tools that you use for all form of reporting. This is still a journalistic project. It's still a multimedia journalistic project. So I want you to just take a look at them, make sure that we are comfortable with them, and make sure that we understand how you're going to be using them now. So the first thing that we have is obviously a computer of some sort, tablet, laptop, desktop. I don't care what it is, but you need to do some research. So the very first endeavor that we're going to get started on is researching our community, researching our sources, really locking down what the story is. Your computer will be the best friend that you have, because even as you take notes and you get multimedia material, if you, considering the magnitude of this project, if you let all of your resources go till the end, just like let them pile up, you're going to be completely overwhelmed. So you're going to constantly be, transcribing your notes, you're going to be downloading your video, you're going to be editing video, editing your audio, editing your photos, making sure that you are keeping a log so that you understand what's happening, when it's happening, who it's happening to, in what part of the story a particular event is happening. You're going to keep file folders. So this is really going to be a key organizational tool for you as well. We got to take good notes, and I mean really good notes, not the kind of notes where you scribble them down and you remember them for the 20 minutes it takes for you to run back and write something. These are notes you're going to be referring to a lot. Please make sure that you are recording them in a way that you'll be able to understand your own handwriting, follow them. You're going to want to mark when these notes take place, so the date, the time, who's taking part in whatever scenario you're in. You want to make sure that you can refer back to these notes as you're reporting. So I still completely advocate, as I've talked to you in prior classes, if you've been with me, that you take your notes, immediately transcribe them, or as soon as you reasonably can transcribe them, but you still want to be able to refer back to these notes. This is not per se for taking verbatim quotes down, although you certainly will be doing that, but this is going to be where you write down a lot of the visuals that you see, the emotions that you sense. What do you smell? What do you taste? What are you feeling? What environmentally is going on? All of that stuff is going to be chronicled in this notebook that you have in your hands. So, this is something that you are really going to be a tool that's going to be very, very important to you. This is a multimedia project, so although much of what we're going to be doing is written, we still want to incorporate video into this. We want to incorporate audio and photos and slideshows where it feels like it fits. So your video camera is going to be incredibly useful to you. If you have a still camera that shoots video, that's wonderful. If you want to be using the video cameras that we provide at the school, that's wonderful. If you have an iPhone and you want to be shooting video on that or photos on that, you certainly can. The key is that you're prepared at all times, because you don't know when something's going to happen. So you want to make sure that you not only have the technology with you, that it's ready to go, that your batteries are ready, that your SD card is empty, that you whatever you shot the day before, that you have downloaded and you have logged, and you now have a clean SD card to get started with. You want to have a tripod with you. You always want to be ready for whatever the action takes you, wherever it takes you. So, as we mentioned, you got your tripod with you. It doesn't have to be very big. You can have a small, one of those little Gorilla tripods if that's going to be useful to you. Obviously, the bigger the camera that you have, the bigger the tripod is going to need to be. But you'll get used to it. You'll maybe use it as a monopod sometimes. You'll shrink it down so that it's more of a tabletop tripod. You just have to get comfortable with using this equipment, and we'll certainly work on that quite a bit in class. An external microphone is going to be very useful to you, especially if you are going to be doing any A-roll interviewing. Needs an external mic. The camera mic is not going to be powerful enough to do, for the most part, what you're looking for it to do. So make sure that you either are using the one that we provide for you, that you have one. I utilize the phone that comes with my iPhone headphones. I use that on the jack, and I use that as a microphone, and you can use that as well. Now this is logging. So you know, the goal is as you take notes, whatever is going on, you're going to log those notes down. What happened? When did it happen? What exactly was said? The same with your video, the same with your audio. What date did it happen on? Who was involved? What's transpiring? And the better notes that you can take, the more navigatable those notes will be as you move further in the project. We're going to get familiar with programs that hopefully you've already used. If you haven't used them, you're going to need to start to familiarize. Lynda.com has a great program for getting up to date on these kind of, up to speed on this kind of technology. So I encourage you to check out those videos if you need to. But Final Cut will be a big part of the video editing that we do. If you're going to create slideshows, a lot of people like doing it in Final Cut as opposed to something like SoundSlides, just because it's a lot cleaner and offers you a lot more flexibility. So Final Cut's really going to be the prime multimedia editing tool that you use, at least for visuals. For photos, you know, we provide cameras to you. You can use your own camera, but there will be a lot of photography here. It's really important that you be shooting what goes on so that you can illustrate your story. This is really, it's not just a written piece. It's not just a video piece. It's not just an audio piece. It's not just a photo essay. It's all of those pieces together are going to come in this project. So again, be familiar, be comfortable with the tools that you have. You want to make sure that you know what you're shooting is the right exposure, that you have the camera settings right, that you understand how to do different settings depending on where you are, different lenses if you have the option, and certainly make sure that you have space in your SD card and the batteries are working and charged. Audio, I back up everything with an audio recorder. You can certainly use your iPhone. I use an app called iTalk. It enables me to just incorporate all of my audio files into iTunes, but you may just want to have an audio recorder as well. A lot of times when I'm working with a subject, I will just stick the audio recorder in their pocket, put the microphone somewhere that just kind of is available, and let them go about their life and do their things and get audio that way. They forget it's there for the most part. So that's another option that you can think about. External microphone on your audio, again, important that you not rely on the internal mics, that you are able to access the best technology so that we get the best quality possible when it comes to sound. We can get away with some compromises on the visuals. People will not, your viewers, your listeners will not really compromise when it comes to sound. And then ultimately we're going to put this together in a blogging platform, and I provided you in the iTunes U course some different blogging options that are kind of on the same theme as Snowfall from the New York Times. It's not quite the project that we're looking to produce, but it has a similar feel to what we're looking for. So we're going to talk more about that as we get into class, but we need to be comfortable with WordPress. We will be utilizing the WordPress platform and hopefully either buying a domain or utilizing the domain that you've already purchased for a prior class. That's going to come into play here.